Hi everyone, it's Dr. Emily Hurley. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about headaches and migraines. This is something that I specialize in, helping people with headaches and migraines, and I also personally am a migraine sufferer. So I love helping people with their headaches and migraines to be able to have a better quality of life. I know personally I would not be able to function without chiropractic throughout my life, helping me with my headaches and migraines that I have. So I love to be able to do that for other people. I wanted to talk about one of my greatest, most instant chiropractic success stories when it comes to helping with migraines. A female patient, age 17, her parents actually brought her here straight from Children's Hospital. Her migraines had gotten so bad over the past 6 months that she was on many medications. She'd gone to many neurologists and specialists, and her migraines only got worse and worse and worse. She finally went to Children's Hospital to be admitted. They did a protocol of cycling her off her medications and back on again, along with additional pain medication in order to try to break this cycle of her migraines and headaches. And while she was there, she felt a little bit better, but her parents, as soon as they checked her out there, they brought her straight here, and by the time she got here, just even later that same day, her migraines were already back. We actually did our examination in a dark room because she was so light sensitive. Her nausea was so bad and her pain was so severe. Her mother described that she typically stays in her room all day and only comes out to swap out ice packs to go lay down with. She has no appetite. She cannot eat with her family. She can't go outside, which she loved to do previously, and she loved to ride horses and be outside. So this had just really impacted her life greatly, and they felt they were out of options. So when I examined her, I felt the very top of her neck. We have a bone up here called the atlas. The C1 vertebra up here is nicknamed as atlas. Makes sense because this little bone is supporting the whole world on its shoulders, which is our skull and our brain. And so that little guy has a lot of responsibility, and that bone can get shifted or misaligned. And when that happens, I find that is happening in all of my headache and migraine patients. All of them have this atlas subluxation or the C1 misalignment, this upper cervical restriction or rotation, or it's shifted laterally to where it is causing these headaches and migraines. So when I felt her atlas, it's usually pretty subtle that I'm feeling for something being shifted or out of place. Hers was not subtle at all. Hers was shifted so severely, like I had never felt. And I knew that an adjustment was going to help her. And I warned her parents, because hers are so severe, they've been going on for so long, they'll likely take time. We're going to have her come in 3 times a week. I'm going to be adjusting the neck. I'm going to adjust the back because the nerves that are in the mid to upper back are actually typically what's contributing to the nausea and light sensitivity and sound sensitivity factors of a migraine. So I'm going to adjust the full spine. I'm going to especially focus on this bone in the neck here. I'm going to balance the cranials. So we have a bone in the center of our skull called our sphenoid. When it shifts over, it can put pressure behind that eye. If you have migraines and you describe your migraines as, I have pain behind this eye, it's like this whole side of my head is painful, it feels like pressure or sharp pain behind the eye, and oftentimes that eye will actually even appear bigger because when that bone shifts, it's putting pressure, actually physically putting pressure on that eyeball and pushing it forward a little bit. So when you look at your face in the mirror, if you see one eye always looks bigger, and that if that happens to correlate with being the eye that you have pain behind or the side of your head that you have a headache, that sphenoid is definitely playing a big factor too. And that can happen, that cranial bones can become imbalanced when the spine becomes imbalanced. So that's something that I always work on with my migraine patients. I let them know we were going to work on muscle work with our massage therapist to help to balance and relax the tension in the neck, and that I was going to prescribe physical rehab here at our clinic to help strengthen the correct muscles and stabilize the spine so that it could hold these adjustments that I would be doing and help her to keep keep these bones back in place. So I laid out this very, very extensive plan for her to really cater to her exact needs, like we do for all our patients at Hurley Chiropractic. However, it was very late in the evening. I had stayed late to see her because she had come from the hospital as emergency. So all our team was gone except for the front desk. And so I said, today I'm going to adjust this atlas and do a little bit in the cranials. And next time we're going to add in all of these factors, and we're going to put her on this plan to move forward. And her parents were pretty skeptical, and she really didn't have much to say at all. She was in so much pain and so sick. I think she was up for anything. So the way I do my neck adjustments might be a little different than you've seen at other chiropractors. I really like to do it while the patient's sitting in a chair, and I bring my thumb on the side of this atlas up here, and I do that because I can have a lot of specificity. And I'm back. So I can have a lot of specificity and control over which area of the spine I'm moving, and in this case I definitely want to be exactly on C1 on that atlas. So it's a powerful adjustment. Okay, I wouldn't say it's painful, but it can be tender when it's swollen up there, and it's definitely powerful. And I think after I adjusted that atlas, and it was a lot for this patient. Her eyes got really big, and her parents said, "Are you okay? Are you okay? Did it hurt? Are you feeling?" She's like, "No, I'm fine." Didn't say much more. I adjusted her, and she left for the night. When she came back the next week, her mom came to me crying, and her mom told me that after they left here, she said, "I'm hungry." And that had not happened in a long time for her. She'd had no appetite. They could barely get her to eat. And so they told her, "We'll take you anywhere you want to go. Like, let's go out now." And they went to a restaurant, and they ate outside on the patio as a family, which they had not done in a very long time. She hadn't been able to eat. She hadn't been able to sit with other people and talk and chat. She hadn't been able to be in a restaurant in a loud place. She hadn't been able to be outside in the sunshine due to her light sensitivity. So this was just huge for this patient. And her mom was so excited to see such an instant change, and I was so excited and so shocked that it could be such an instant impact. I knew that an adjustment would help. I knew that our care plan was going to be successful in helping her manage her pain, but I didn't know how instant that it was going to be. So that was so exciting for this patient. She actually had been holding off on confirming her schedule to go to college the next year because she wasn't sure she'd be able to go to college. And she confirmed her schedule after that first adjustment over that weekend. The next day, she went to her sister's pool party and spent the day outside with her family. This was huge and so exciting, and it's been a year and a half later. This patient is still doing wonderfully. She's at college, and when she comes home, she comes to get adjusted. She still has migraines and headaches. She's still on a few medications that with her neurologist. But she's able to function. She's able to have a life. She's able to work outside with her horses all day, and she's able to go to classes and be a normal 18-year-old girl. So this is a really fun example when I get to think about this patient and think about how instant the powerful effects of these adjustments can be. So if you're having headaches or migraines, please reach out. Please don't suffer and think that they're normal, or think that, oh, I take Tylenol every day and they go away. Please don't think that. Please come in and let's get to the root of the problem. Let's create a care plan for you, and let's help your spine to get balanced, your skull to be balanced out, and help you to get feeling better. Thanks, everybody.